Hi guys, I'm wearing the exact same outfit from last week's video because I am recording because I have makeup on, so might as well. So today's video will be talking about animals I would love to own. Alright, so the first one on my list is a leopard gecko. I did have one for 24 hours and it ran away. I miss you very much, Neptune. I don't know how it got out, and I don't know, I genuinely don't know how he got out. I literally have no idea. I ruined my house looking for it. We couldn't find him, unfortunately, so I have not got another one because I am not emotionally ready yet to let go of Neptune. But in the future, I would love a leopard gecko. They are one of my comfort animals. I'd always look at them when I was sad. I love them so much. They're so adorable. They're really good beginner pets as well. They're really friendly, handleable. Feeding isn't too difficult compared to what I already do, so I think that they would fit into my schedule really well. Alright, the second animal I really want is sugar gliders. So they are illegal where I live right now, so no sugar gliders for me, which honestly, right now, I don't see myself getting sugar gliders. I already have a lot of mammals, and I feel like mammals take up the most of my time with their cleaning. So sugar gliders would not be in the picture for me right now, as they are very messy as well. They throw their food around, they pee, they poop, everything like that. But in the future, when unfortunately some of my mammals do pass away, because it will happen, I would definitely like to get sugar gliders. I just think they are so adorable. They are so cute. I love them. I love the fact that I'm so used to having a lot of solitary animals, which is totally okay. I do have a couple of group animals like bunnies, but I love group animals. I love watching them cuddle. I love watching them interact. Also the way you can build such a strong bond with your sugar gliders. I love that. I have a mix of animals that you don't really bond with, like chameleon. Obviously you bond and trust, but that close bond, do you know what I mean? I love those as well. I love having a mix of them. So sugar gliders are definitely something I would love in the future. I think their diets are so cute. Not cute. I think their diets are so cool. So their diets do consist of, insects, fruits, whatever, things like that, which I feel like I would love to prepare for them. Love hanging out with them, love playing with them. It's definitely something I want in the future. The third animal I would love is a blue-tongued skink. I've been wanting a blue-tongued skink for so long. The choice was between, for me, a blue-tongued skink or a snake. I went with a snake just for the sole fact that my parents were letting me bring home a snake, which is pretty life-changing because they always said no snakes, and they let me bring home a snake and they love her. But before that, I was going to go get a blue-tongued skink because my dad said I could bring one home, but unfortunately I chose the snake, which is an unfortunate thing. I'm so happy with the snake, but definitely in the future I'd love a blue-tongued skink. I think the only thing prohibiting me from having one now is space, because obviously I would give it a 120-gallon, just like my bearded dragon has. But I think they're so cute. I watched so many videos of them. They're blue tongues. Their diets are very similar to bearded dragons, but they're just so cute. You can handle them. They do have some spiky claws, but you can handle them. They're pretty handleable. For the most part, they're friendly. Obviously, each to their own. They do, abused animals might have trauma and stuff like that, but for the most part, they're pretty friendly as long as you handle them regularly. But they're just so cute. I love them. Fifth animal is a cat-tailed gecko. I've not actually ever seen one in real life, but I think they're so cool. If you haven't seen a cat-tailed gecko, definitely go look one up. They have retractable paws and a curl-up tail just like a cat. That's why they call them cat-tailed geckos. I don't see a lot of people having them either, but I think they are so fascinating and so cool. They're gorgeous geckos, and I'd love to own some in the future. My next animal I'd really like is a tegu. So tegu is obviously something that would be in the future when I don't have, my dog anymore and stuff like that, as I don't think they would get along. Tegus is something that would definitely be when I have my own home, future thing. They are a massive lizard, but they're so cute. A lot of people call them like a lizard dog. Obviously, to be safe, don't put your presumptions that this lizard's gonna be a dog. But they are so adorable. They're so big and chunky, and oh, they're so cute. And my next animal is more snakes. I would love to get more snakes. I think my next one on my list that I would really like is a Mexican black Kingsnake. I love them for ages. Same with ball pythons. Ball pythons and Mexican black Kingsnakes were both like my number ones. I love them so much. I think they're gorgeous. They're really beautiful. So definitely one of those, or a corn snake. Corn snakes are very good beginner snakes. So that's another snake I would really like it in the future. All right, my next animal was kind of funny. If you watched our last week's video where I said I do not do well with water, this one's a little contradicting, but I really want an axolotl. But obviously, I know responsibly I will not get one until I get a better handle on water maintenance. So maybe never, but I'd really like an axolotl. I think they're so cool. I think they're called salamanders, but any salamander or newt I think are so cool. I would love to own, but once again, the water thing. Same thing goes with tortoises or turtles. I'd love to own them, especially because a lot of them are in adoption. There's a lot, like anytime I look up adoption for reptiles, most of it's turtles. 90% of it is turtles. Water's not my friend. Next animal is a Chinese water dragon. So Chinese water dragons are similar, I say similar, to iguanas in the way that they're both bigger and need semi-arboreal things, but also with a water dragon it needs aquatic. So the care is very extensive like an iguana is, but their temper is better than an iguana from what I've read. So this once again would be not something I would be having anytime soon, as I would love for it to obviously need a big enclosure. It would need a place that it can be aquatic. It need a place that it can grow, like be terrestrial and then arboreal. So but I'd love to have one. There is Australian and Chinese. I think Chinese is the more common one around here, but I think they're both beautiful, extraordinary lizards. I like my share of bigger lizards and smaller lizards, and the Chinese water dragon is definitely something that caught my eye. So the next animal I'd really like is a day gecko. So day geckos are one of those reptiles that are very hands-off. They're very flighty. They're not really handleable at all. They're more of a look and just take care of. But once again, they have caught my eye. I think they're gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. I love watching them. I love seeing on TikTok where people put like the little videos of them, and then they have like the little like text-to-speech pretending to talk as them. They just have definitely caught my eye, and I would definitely love to have one in the future. So another animal I'd like to own is a Gyromastic. So a Gyromastic is another very docile, handleable lizard, and they actually are vegetarian, so they don't require any insects, and I just literally think they look like a dinosaur, and I love it. They literally just look like a mini dinosaur. I see them all the time on TikTok shaking their tail. Like, I saw one in real life, and I was like in awe. Like, they're so beautiful. Okay, so these next two are similar in the way they behave, but I would definitely love to own them. Cave geckos, you can handle much, much more. Where crocodile skinks, you don't want to handle too much. You can handle them on the occasion, but they're more of a look animal. They're both nocturnal and kind of like hide away until it's time to eat and stuff like that. But I think they're both two very, very just cool animals, especially the crocodile one. Crocodile skinks, gorgeous, literally look like a dragon. And I think cave geckos look really cool. I know some people might be like, well, they do nothing, they just like hide until nighttime, whatever, but I love them. They're so cool. So another animal I'd really like to get is an African fat-tailed gecko. So they're very similar to leopard geckos, but they do have their differences. I'm pretty sure leopard geckos are more handleable than African fat-tailed geckos. They're a little more skittish than leopard geckos are, but they are another one of those that are so freaking cool. I've always wanted one, and to name it Zulu after my father. Just the way that they look, just scream like Zulu to me. I don't know why, and I think that's what maybe drew them to me. It's just the reminder of my father. He's still here, by the way. I'm talking about him like he's dead. He's still here. But I think it would be really cool. So I have owned this animal in the past, but I would like to do it again. And it's a chinchilla. So I had one when I was younger, so I'd like to own like 2 chinchillas. I would say for a kid, I did a pretty good job. I would say it's more my parents who really helped. I was obviously a kid. Obviously the care wasn't perfect, or well, any care is not perfect, but it wasn't correct. I'd say I did a pretty good job and it lived a good life, but I would definitely like to do it again and do it way better. I miss you, Sonic. My favorite 3-legged baby. I love you. It's buried in my backyard, but I would definitely like to do it again. So another animal I would like to own that's a mammal is a Tegu. I haven't done much research about them. They're so freaking cute. And you can bond with them. They are much more faster and flighty though, but you can bond with them beautifully. And I just think they are so freaking cute. They look like little squirrel chinchilla things. I love them so much. Another mammal I really wanted to get is a, well, not really mammal, but you know what I mean, like in that kind of like furry whatever, is a tenric. So tenrics are very comparable to hedgehogs. They look very similar as well, but you can obviously see the differences. And the only reason why I would choose a tenric over a hedgehog is because of their lifespan. Tenric's lifespan is longer than a hedgehog, and I have a hedgehog right now and I love owning a hedgehog, but the lifespan is what kills me. They only live like 4 to 5 years, which really isn't that much. So I definitely feel like in the future I would be more opposed to having a tenric over a hedgehog, but I feel like I definitely will be owning more hedgehogs in the future. Another animal that's literally my dream lizard is an Asian water monitor. Literally my dream. I don't really care for many other monitors. They don't really pique much of my interest in taking care of them, except for an Asian water monitor. My local reptile store has 2, and I'm literally in love every single time I'm with them. But once again, it would have to be in my own house. They need huge enclosures. They get really big, but they're everything I want. I love you, and I will get you one day. Last but not least is Mexican alligator lizards. I kind of forget about them, I'm gonna be honest, because I've actually, when was the last time I made this list? This list I started December 8th, 2020. So, but they're just, I think they're called like Abronius something, but they're so cool looking. They're nice and blue and cool looking. Yeah, but that's what I have on my list. Obviously this list might have grown or dropped. I did drop a few animals that I don't really see myself owning anymore, but I do want to put a disclaimer that a lot of these are based off of just looks and how I perceive them. I haven't done full depth research in all of them, and that is something that I would do before pursuing any of these animals I would like, and then based on that make a decision if do I think they're the right fit for me or not, because there's a lot more than just doing a little skim about an animal and seeing them. But obviously I would do research like I've done before I got in any of my animals and decide if this is the best fit or not for me. And I really do encourage you guys all to do the same before choosing an animal, to do extensive research on it. But yeah, that comes to the end of my video. I hope you guys enjoy. In the comments, feel free to write some of your future dream animals you would love to own. And I'll see you guys all next time. Goodbye.